In this tutorial, I'll show you how to automate image metadata injection using Exif Injector API, Google Drive, Google Sheets, and n8n. The goal is simple. You upload your original images to Google Drive, you add the metadata instructions inside a Google Sheet, and n8n automatically sends each image to Exif Injector, injects the metadata, and saves the final result for you. First, go to Google Drive and create a new main folder for better organization. In this example, the folder is called Exif Automation. This main folder will contain everything related to the process: your sheet, your original images, and your final processed images. Inside this folder, create a Google Sheet. This sheet will be used as the control panel of your workflow. In the first row, add these headers exactly: image, file name, topic description, brand, keywords, language, author, copyright, website, status. Each new row in this sheet will represent one image to process. Next, create another folder inside the same Google Drive workspace and call it Final. This is where your processed images will be stored after Exif Injector adds the metadata. Now upload the images you want to process into your working folder in Google Drive. These are the original images that n8n will search, download, and send to the API. Make sure the file names in Drive match the file names you will enter in the sheet. Now go back to your Google Sheet and fill one row for each image. In Image File Name, write the exact image file name. Then add the metadata you want Exif Injector to inject, such as the topic, the description, the brand, the keywords, the language, the author, the copyright, the website. Leave the status column empty at first. Later, the workflow can update it to something like ready after success. Now go to n8n and create a new workflow. If you don't want to build it from scratch, you can also use the workflow template provided in the description and import it directly. Once imported, connect your Google Sheets account, your Google Drive account, and your Exif Injector API credentials. Node 1. Google Sheets Trigger. The workflow starts with the Google Sheets trigger. This node watches your spreadsheet and starts the automation when a new row is added. That means every time you add a new image task in the sheet, n8n automatically launches the workflow. Node 2. Search Files and Folders. The second node is Google Drive Search Files and Folders. This node uses the value from the Image File Name column to find the matching file inside Google Drive. So if your row says Exif Metadata Explained.png, n8n looks for that exact file in Drive. Node 3. Download File. Once the file is found, the Download File node downloads the image as binary data. This is important because the Exif Injector API needs the actual image file, not just the file name or the Drive link. Node 4. If node. Next comes the If node. This node checks whether the downloaded file is really an image. If the MIME type contains the word image, the workflow continues. If not, the workflow can stop or skip the file. This helps avoid errors if the wrong file type is uploaded. Node 5. HTTP Request to Exif Injector API. Now we arrive at the most important part, the HTTP request node. This node sends the image to the Exif Injector API. Here is what happens in this node. The method is POST. The URL is the Exif Injector API endpoint. Authentication uses your bearer API key. The body type is multipart form-data. Then two main fields are sent: images to the binary file coming from the previous download step, context to a JSON string built from the Google Sheet data. This context JSON contains the metadata instructions for the image. For example, topic, description, brand, keywords, language, author, copyright, website, and optionally the output format. Exif Injector reads this context, analyzes the image, and writes optimized Exif, IPTC, and XMP metadata into the file. Node 6. Save the processed result. After processing, the API returns the updated image file. The final Google Drive node then saves or updates the processed image in Drive. In this workflow, you can use that final step to place the processed image inside your final folder for clean organization. Optional improvement. Update the status column. You can also add one more final step to update the status column in your Google Sheet. For example, ready if the image was processed successfully, skipped if it was not an image, error if something failed. This makes your workflow much easier to monitor. Once the workflow runs successfully, go to your final folder in Google Drive and check the processed images. Then go back to your Google Sheet and verify that the status column shows Ready. To verify the metadata, download one of the processed images from the final folder. Then open the Exif Viewer tool on exifinjector.com and upload the processed image. There, you can confirm that the metadata was correctly injected, including fields like title, description, keywords, author, copyright, and other metadata tags. If you want to automate your image metadata workflow at scale, get your API key from your Exif Injector dashboard, import the n8n workflow, and start processing your images automatically. Try Exif Injector today and build your own automated image metadata pipeline with Google Drive, Google Sheets, and n8n.